Have you ever wondered if the volcanoes of Hawaii are simply natural phenomena, or if they hide a spirit, a fiery deity with a burning rage? Join NetMyths as we follow the legend and listen to the story of Pele, the volcano goddess, powerful, hot-tempered, and proud, and the fairy ieikawai, pure, gentle, like a drop of morning dew on a forest leaf. This is a confrontation not just between mortal and divine, but between destruction and beauty, fire and water, power and purity. On a sweltering summer night, standing on the slopes of Kilauea, one can witness an entire river of glowing lava pouring down into the sea. The rumble of rocks, the acrid smell of sulfur, and the smoke rising into the clouds all create the feeling that this place is a gateway connecting the mortal world to another. The Hawaiian people believe that this is not merely a natural eruption, but a sign that Pele, the volcano goddess, is speaking. The storyteller stands among a line of pilgrims, holding leis, flower garlands to offer the goddess a prayer. In the dark, someone whispers softly, "Never disrespect Pele. She can bring forth new land, but she can also incinerate everything." And then, like a strange breeze passing by, the story of Pele and the fairy ieikawai begins to unfold. According to legend, Pele is the daughter of Haumea, the earth goddess, and Kanaloa, the god of the deep sea. From the moment she was born, Pele carried an unquenchable fire within her. Her eyes glowed like embers, and her voice rumbled like boiling lava deep within the mountain. Even as a child, Pele displayed a hot temper, stubbornness, and a fierce desire for freedom. Unlike her sisters who enjoyed singing and dancing, Pele often roamed alone, seeking out mountains and large rocks to listen to the echoes of the earth. She believed that within the earth lay a great power, and only she was strong enough to unleash it. But this power also made her untamable. Pele often clashed with her sisters and other gods. When angered, she would make the ground tremble, volcanoes erupt, and the sea boil. The gods were forced to send her to Hawaii, a distant, wild place, so she could roam freely without harming their homeland. When she arrived in Hawaii, Pele did not travel like a mere guest. Every step she took was an explosion, an eruption. Every island she stopped at became a battleground between fire and sea. On Kauai, lava surged, but the powerful ocean waves extinguished the flame. On Oahu, Pele built magnificent volcanic mountain ranges, but the rain and wind wore them down into valleys. She continued to Maui, and finally to Hawaii, the largest island, where the land and sky seemed to yield to her power. Mountains like Mauna Loa and Mauna Kea gradually formed, each bearing the mark of Pele's anger or joy. The Hawaiian people believe she herself carved the shape of this archipelago, creating a fiery paradise in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. While Pele reigned over the volcanoes, a fairy named ieikawai lived hidden deep within the lush tropical forests. It is said that she was the crystallization of morning dew and silvery moonlight, born to be the symbol of pure beauty. Ieikawai lived in a secret waterfall, where golden-feathered Omicron letter 2BB Omicron birds protected her from all mortal eyes. Every morning, she bathed in the cool water, her face reflected on the clear surface of the pond. Anyone who had the chance to see her was overwhelmed by her ethereal beauty, which seemed otherworldly. The people passed down the tale that she was the embodiment of nature's balance, the refreshing water in opposition to the fierce fire. Rumors of ieikawai's beauty traveled on the wings of the wind, weaving their way across the Hawaiian Islands until they reached the ears of Pele. People praised the forest maiden as radiant as the first sunrise reflected upon the ocean, as soothing as a distant song that calmed weary travelers. Each tale, instead of satisfying Pele's curiosity, cut like a blade into the fiery pride that had always blazed within the goddess of fire. For Pele, nothing was more dangerous than a beauty that threatened to eclipse her renown. The adoration of mortals, once reserved solely for the blazing mountains and her unmatched might, was now shared with a fragile figure hidden among waterfalls and trees. The fire of jealousy flared violently within Pele, smoldering into a decision she could not reverse. She had to see it with her own eyes. to reclaim the light being stolen from her. Thus Pele entered the forest, her molten glow casting crimson across every trunk and leaf. The earth cracked beneath her steps, birds scattered in terror and beasts fled in silence. Amid the chaos, a veiled waterfall appeared, and from its mist emerged ieikawai, her hair glistening with moonlit water, her eyes shimmering as though they held the vastness of the sea. At that moment, volcano and waterfall faced each other. One blazed with pride and jealousy, the other shone with serenity and purity. In the brief silence, Pele realized, there are things that fire cannot scorch, cannot claim, and it was precisely that truth which made her inner blaze rage even hotter. The confrontation began not with words, but with the eruption of two opposing worlds. Pele raised her hand, and from deep within the earth, rivers of molten fire surged upward like 1,000 dragons of flame, devouring the forest in an instant. The ground trembled violently, stones shattering and falling like meteor showers. But ieikawai did not retreat. She lifted her hand, and the thunder of the waterfall roared like the drums of an unseen army. A towering column of water surged skyward, cascading with unrelenting force against the fire. Where flame met stream, vapor hissed and billowed, cloaking the heavens in a shroud of white mist that veiled the moon. The two primordial forces clashed, neither yielding. The fiercer the fire, the higher the waters rose. Mountains quaked, valleys split apart, rivers carved new paths. Amid the red glow of lava and the pale haze of steam, mortals looked on in terror and in awe, for from this collision, new land was born, the contours of Hawaii etched by their struggle. Pele roared with a thunderous fury, yet within ieikawai's gaze remained an unshaken calm. She knew she did not need to conquer. Her strength lay in soothing and balancing like a small stream capable of wearing down the hardest stone. It was an endless battle, no victor, no vanquished, only the eternal truth. Hawaii exists because of both fire and water. After her rage subsided, Pele returned to the volcano. The forest was burned, and hot rocks stretched all the way to the sea. But over time, from that black soil grew new plants, greener and more resilient than before. The Hawaiian people believe this is a sign that Pele not only destroys but also regenerates. As for ieikawai, she vanished. Some say she dissolved into the mist, others believe she returned to the stars. But everyone agrees that she is still somewhere, in the sound of the waterfall, in the morning dew, in the song of the birds in the forest. No matter what, Pele's jealousy left a mark on the legend, a story that is at once beautiful, sad, and terrifying. Today, when you visit Hawaii, you still see people offering flowers, liquor, and even small objects to the volcanoes, asking for Pele's forgiveness. They believe she is the soul of the islands, the mother of the land, the fire that both destroys and nurtures. The legend of ieikawai is also still told, as a reminder that gentle beauty has its own power. It does not win with violence, but with resilience, with the ability to soothe a fiery rage. And so, in modern-day Hawaii, when people see the glowing lava flowing into the blue sea, they don't just see nature. They see the presence of Pele and ieikawai, two opposing but complementary forces that form the immortal soul of the islands. The fire of Pele and the water of ieikawai continue to flow through every story and every inch of Hawaiian soil. If you love mysterious legends and want to continue your journey to explore detective stories, myths, and urban legends from all over the world, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the NetMyths channel. Many more legends are waiting for us to decipher.